Come on in, welcome to my home. Today we're going to talk about stuff that you just got for Christmas, and probably some of the stuff that you already have. Alright, let's talk about the stuff you just got for Christmas, and you've probably put some of it away, maybe some of it you haven't. But the question becomes, do you need it? What is it? I mean, here's how I break things down. I break them down into categories, especially with the Christmas gifts that I got. Is it a new item, as in something I do not have? Is it a replacement item to take care of something or take over the job of something which I already have? Or is it an extra item, something that I need to have? Like, for some of us, it goes along the lines of dress shirts. Maybe you only have one dress shirt, and people bought you a new dress shirt, and it's new, and it's also an extra, so that way you have two, just in case you need to. Or maybe it's a replacement dress shirt, to take care of that dress shirt which you should have gotten rid of a long time ago, but you didn't. Okay, that's cool. I mean, there's no problem with that. Or is it new? You finally got a new dress shirt. Excellent, wonderful. So there you have some of your items. Now when it comes to extras, ask yourself this question. Do I need an extra? Do you need 4 can openers? Do you need another dress shirt? Keeping with the dress shirt thing. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's too simple. Maybe those categories are too broken down. Maybe you are going along the lines, sticking with a dress shirt thing, because that's an easy one to deal with. Maybe you now have 7 white dress shirts. Do you need 7 white dress shirts? If not, maybe it's time to get rid of some. Yeah, it might be time to let some things go. And maybe the new thing that you're letting go is actually the thing which you just got. Did you get something for Christmas that you absolutely will never use? I mean never. You're never going to touch this thing. It's just going to take up space, take up real estate in what is already a really crowded area. In that case, let it go. Yeah, I mean seriously, let it go. Because that really does take up things, and it actually adds clutter to your life. When you look at it along the lines of, am I going to use it? Well, okay. How do you use things? Well, you can physically use something. This shirt, I'm physically using it. Pots and pans, if I use them, I am physically using them. Or you can visually use it. You know, you put like a picture on the wall. You are visually using that. It's taking up space. But if you put something in a cabinet and you are never touching it again, should you keep it? That's sort of interesting, because if you go along with the lines of, does it bring you joy? If it brings you joy, then keep it. You should probably keep that. If it's just something which you are hoarding because, well, you should, well, you probably shouldn't. You should let it go. Realistically, you want to have things which bring you joy and you're actually going to use. That's the important part. How are you going to use it? Will you use it? Or is it just there? There are a lot of things, like I have a cabinet full of dishes. And a lot of you are saying, well, that's useless. You don't use them. Well, occasionally I do. And secondly, I use them visually. They do help the space that they are in. So, yeah, I use them. All the different decorations that I have out in my garage which are stored, I might not use them every year, but oh yeah, I go through them. I use them all the time. That's something to think about. Just because you don't use something every year doesn't mean that you should get rid of it if you have space for it. I've heard people say if you haven't used it in a year, get rid of it. Well, if you only have your family over once every 2 years, that doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense. As long as you have room for it, it's not, it's not like taking up valuable space, and you haven't used it in a couple years, that's fine. Now if it becomes 4 and 5 years and there's really no need for you to use it and you can't see yourself ever using it, yeah, let it go. Now, that being said, what if something breaks? Is it okay to have a backup? Personally, I think yes. Now, if something breaks too often, get a new product. If something breaks all the time, you always have to have a backup for it. No, there's something wrong with the product that you have. But if you have something that you want to keep in case something else breaks, I have no real problem with that as long as it is within a reasonable amount of time. If you have a 10-year-old Let's say can opener. You have a 10-year-old can opener. The possibility of that thing breaking sometime soon, it could happen. It might not happen. And you have another can opener which is just sort of sitting there, and it's been sitting there for 2 years. No. Okay, this is where that one gets complicated. A 10-year-old can opener, is it probably going to break sometime? Might. It might not. You have to judge the risk of, is it worth getting rid of it? You might be surprised to find out I don't have a can opener. Electric can opener. I have one of those crank can openers because I do have a limited amount of space, and the electric can opener was just taking up space, and I can crank open a can for as few cans as I open anyway, so that was a thing. But yeah, look at your stuff and see if you're actually using it, if it falls into one of the categories of new or a replacement. If it's a replacement, get rid of the thing that you are replacing. Don't just keep it. Don't hoard it. Don't think that someday you're going to finish that craft project that you're never going to finish. No. Get rid of it. And then if it's an extra, really think about, do you need that extra? You might not. You might really not need 7 white dress shirts. I know I don't. I have one. I rarely ever wear it, but I have it just in case. It's like it's one of what I consider part of my Marion and Berrien suit. Yes, I have a suit for when I go to weddings and for when I go to funerals. Marion and Berrien. Alright, well, what do you think about that? Do you have stuff that falls into one of those categories? Are you able to sort through your stuff and define and decide what you need to keep and what you don't need to keep? Because if you're going to use it, keep it. Don't let other people tell you what you should keep, because even I can't tell you what you should or should not keep, because I'm not 100% certain, since I don't live there. And I'm not stalking you. I have way too much to do to stalk you. But let me know down in the comments what you think about that, and I hope I get to see you again next time. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can share it. Don't forget to subscribe, and check out the other videos on this channel. I love making these videos for you, and I hope I get to see you again next time.